Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, unfortunately, not a very positive video today. Now, I'm unsure what I titled this video as, but I'm sure you'd understand by the title, something along the lines of, I broke my Evo is broken, something like that. So yes, unfortunately, the Evo is down temporarily. Yeah, if you watched my previous video where I went for a drive up the mountains with Josh in his Evo 10 GSR, you would have heard me mention at the end of that video that when we're driving up the mountains, the car started making a bit of a weird sound. Now I thought it was like a wheel bearing or the brakes. It was a bit of a squeaking sound. And yeah, after doing a bit of checking, it seems my turbo has had it. It's just decided that's enough. And it's developed a bit of shaft play, and the fins are actually scraping, which is causing the high-pitched squealing sound, which is a metal on metal, and it sort of was coming and going, so that's why I didn't think it was the turbo. But yeah, after pulling my intake off and having a good look and talking to Alan at AK Racing, just trying to find anything else that would be other than the turbo, unfortunately it was the turbo. So yeah, I've just put the car back together. It's going to be parked up for a little while, so I just want to, the turbo's already doing it, so I've put it back together, I've started it up, and I'm going to like reverse it out, give it a wash, just so I can then park the car up in the garage, right up against this wall over here, have it tucked up away while I work out what I'm doing, because that's basically where I'm at, trying to work out exactly what I'm going to do about this. The turbo in it is a GT Pumps 712, and if you've been watching the channel for a while, you would have seen when I first bought this turbo, and I wasn't planning on buying it. It just popped up really cheap, secondhand, and I've been doing some overtime at work. I decided to snap it up, and it's been great for the last year and a half, but unfortunately it's developed a bit of shaft play, and it is needing a rebuild. So the company that makes these, GT Pumps, I've already been in contact with them. They can rebuild it for me and actually upgrade it, because they do make a version 2 of this turbo now. So that's going to be around $1,100. Now that's a decent price. I'm not the most mechanically inclined person, as I'm sure you guys who watch the channel know. I like having a go myself. A lot of the stuff I try to do myself, but I know where my limits are. And the turbo, I think my hands are just too bloody big. Every time I try and get down to that area, it's just a nightmare. So I'd prefer paying someone to just do it properly. So there'd be the labor involved as well. So $1,100 for the rebuild. Let's say, close to $2,000. I'm going to, $1,500 to $2,000. I'm not really too sure. I haven't had a quote. But yeah, I've got some places that can do the turbo for me. So that would be done, $1,500 to $2,000, back in the car, quick little touch-up retune again, and back to making basically the power that I'm making at the moment, which is 292 kilowatts at the wheels, which is 390 wheel horsepower. So good power, but it's not quite the magic 300 kilowatt number, which is why next year I was planning on upgrading to an intense 5656 RS turbo. So if you watched my recent video, it's a feature video I did on my friend Jamie's black Evo 10 MR. He has that turbo, and after driving it with him and then having a drive of his car, the sounds that turbo makes is exactly what I want out of this car. I know, I don't want like a super loud whistle, I don't want anything over the top, but just a nice little subtle whistle that you hear when you're off boost and as you're coming on boost. Very similar to Letitia's Evo 10 MR with the Blausch Dominator turbo, just a little bit louder. So I've been planning on getting that, because that's a 300 kilowatt capable, or this is a 300 kilowatt capable turbo, but without cams, with an accurate dyno reading, I don't think it's quite going to get there. So yeah, the option is rebuild this turbo, spend the money on rebuilding it and the money on the labor and a touch-up retune again, make just under 300 kilowatts again, and continue driving it around, and then eventually upgrade to the Intense in the future. But that's kind of a waste of a retune. It's a waste of labor of removing a turbo, putting it back in just to buy a new one in the future. So, plus Letitia is telling me that is a dumb idea. She knows I want the bigger turbo. Just get the turbo and sell this one off to someone who wants to rebuild it, which would be hardly any money at all. But yeah, this has a Turbo Smart wastegate on it as well. So someone could buy this and do exactly what I was going to do, spend the $1,100 getting it rebuilt, and they'd have themselves a version 2 of the GT Pump 712 Turbo for, you know, with a Turbo Smart 18 pounds wastegate for like around, you know, $1,500, which is a pretty good price. So that's what I could do. And then the other problem with that though is these injectors that I have, which are Bosch 1000cc injectors, they're currently maxed out. I could probably even make a little bit more power with slightly bigger injectors on this turbo. But if I was to go with the Intense turbo I'm looking at, I 100% need bigger injectors. It's already been confirmed. Even Jamie, who had that car, which I'll put a quick clip of that car so you know what I'm talking about, who has the turbo that I want. He originally bought 1050s for his turbo and was told no, he needs something a little bit bigger, so he ended up with the FIC 1200cc's. So those have actually very luckily gone down in price recently. So I can get a set of those for cheaper than what I had originally budgeted for, because I do actually write down all my, it's a pretty nerdy thing to do, but I do have a note in my phone. I write down every future mod that I'm planning on getting and a rough price and work my way towards completing the list. So I already have the turbo and the injectors budgeted, but it's just the timing. So I only just got this car back after the SST rebuild and have barely experienced that yet before this turbo started to fail on me. So it's kind of a shame. Like, I just want to be driving this car and it's just I can't at the moment. So yeah, it's the decision I have to make. Not ideal timing financially wise. Had a few things that we wanted to do to our house, and yeah, those have unfortunately been delayed now because it's back to spending money on the car with the new turbo. So yeah, there's my two options: rebuild this one or get the Intense. Make, you know, 310 kilowatts or so with the Intense on, you know, the same boost I'm on at the moment, 26, 27 pounds, and be happy, sell this turbo, be a little bit worse off, but it was the plan for next year anyway. Or do I just rebuild this one and probably just stick with it, because I'd feel like it'd be a waste to pull it back out 6 to 9 months later anyway. But yeah, I don't know. Haven't decided. It's been a couple of weeks since it happened, and I've been putting off filming this video, but I thought if the car's going to be down for a while, I kind of need to let you guys know what's going on. So I've been driving Letitia's Evo 10 and her daily driver. It's kind of been sharing. Luckily we have 3 cars, so I'm still able to get to work and everything. But yeah, that's where we're at. Don't know when this video is going to come out. By the time it has, I may have already made my decision. The car may be off at the shop getting some work done, whether it's the turbo pulled out to get rebuilt or it's the new turbo put in. Yeah, I guess you guys will find out what's going on once I know myself and once I make the next video on this situation. But for now, this car is just going to get parked up, and it may just I've got a few actual parts on the way for this car, which obviously I ordered before this happened. So there'll probably still be a few videos coming on this car in the next, you know, 2 months. But mainly it's probably going to be videos on Letitia's car and some more feature videos and some more car event videos as well. So there's still going to be, not going to be impacting the upload schedule. Still going to be plenty of videos for you guys, but the main car for the channel is yeah, probably going to be away for a little bit. So yeah, thought I'd let you guys know. I'm obviously a little bit upset about the whole thing. Just very large bill that I just paid for the SST and barely experienced that. I had all these plans. I was going to the drags in the next week or so and seeing what I could run in the quarter mile. I was going to do a bit of roll racing, a few, they're called happy laps sessions here. There's 2 racetracks that do those, and you can just go out, no helmets or anything. It's just a cruise session, but you can do a bit of just a little light roll racing on the back straights at the tracks, and I was keen to see what this car would do against some Golf Rs and some AMGs and some V8s and all that stuff. I was really keen. I had all these plans. I was booking days off at work if I was working. Had all this stuff going on, and then the first mountain run and the turbo decided to go on me. So yeah, that's where we're at. Don't think I have much more I want to say. Obviously, not a great video, not very exciting, just a little bit of an update, but these things happen. I understand that. Even non-modified cars, you can break something. So yeah, I'm not I'm a little bit obviously cut about the whole thing, but it's not the end of the world. It'll be back better than ever, whether it's the rebuilt upgraded turbo or the complete upgraded new turbo. Either way, the car will be back and better than ever. But yeah, thought I'd make this video and update you guys. So that's where I'm going to end it. I mean, I'd normally say here, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I don't think it's the sort of video I'd say that for. It's pretty sadistic if you did enjoy this video. But if you want to give the video a thumbs up either way, I would really appreciate that. And leave me a comment down below. Send your condolences, whatever you want to do. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then definitely go on, click the subscribe button, help me out. Let's keep this channel growing. We've got plenty more videos to come, even if it's not on this car for a little while. There is more to come. So yeah, I'll end it there.